Welcome. This is your boy, the host with the most, but humble, and I do mean humble, the Doster Novice, aka Derek, and I'm here, of course, on a Monday to gradually get you back into the beautiful graces of the week that is with the tag in. If you're watching it today, you're watching it tomorrow, you're watching it next week. I truly do thank you from the bottom of my heart to the depths of my loins. I truly do thank you. Without you guys, it truly would not be me. I'm humbled eyes each and every single time that I'm allowed to do this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for enjoying the show. Thank you so much for allowing me to do the show. Y'all are awesome times 12 to me. Thank you so much. So, let's get into it. If you know anything about the tag in, your boy has kind of fixed it a little bit now. You will now get, of course, the review of AEW Collision on there. Also, you'll get some news as well. Now, the news today is going to be about, of course, why we have not got NXT Europe yet. Also, we're going to talk about Billy Corgan again. We haven't talked about him in a while. I did talk about him, I think, about a month ago, about him saying that if you are not a real, if you're not listening to Titus or watching Titus, then you're not a real wrestler. He's going to get into that a little bit as well. I'm going to put my 2 cents in that as well. So we'll talk about that. But before we do anything, your boy is on the TikToks. Do not forget about that. At DNostranovice. Also, your boy does have a Facebook group page. It is called WrestleCram Super Club. WrestleCram Super Club. It is not private. It's for everybody to have a great time over there. I do have exclusive clips over there on the TikToks as well. And one more place, that is Twitter at The Real Derek, DERRICKG 86. Do not forget about that. You can go over there, hang out with your boy. I have clips over there as well. Clips everywhere. Clips. So, you can go over there, have a great time, enjoy yourself, and, put some comments in there. It's kind of dry. Over there. So, get some comments over there as well, okay? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. And one more thing before we start the show. One more thing. Your boy has already put out the Ask WrestleCram on the community tab here on the YouTubes, so you can get your questions in. A lot of questions already are starting to accumulate and get all good and ready. So Friday, that show will be there for you guys to enjoy. Remember, probably the top 3, top 5. I don't know how many of them got right now, but I have been clipping a lot of the Ask WrestleCram questions. They are all good. So, I usually clip the best ones and I put them on TikTok, I put them on the Twitter, and I put them on Facebook as well. Also, I have shorts as well, you guys. So get on the shorts as well. I'm doing really good on the shorts. I mean, really creepy that I'm doing really good on the shorts. So, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe, okay? I am doing a great job, okay? Here's the thing. I keep saying before we even start, your boy would love a co-host, okay? So, if I can get this thing monetized, we can get somebody else up in here, we can pay them, and, we can have a great time with just, other people, discussing wrestling and having a great time. So, that's pretty much going to be the goal. We're going to build this thing as best as we can. That's the number one thing. We're going to try to build it to, get a lot more people into the mix of this. But once again, it's just a single person that's doing it. So, I'm trying to work it as I drive it. That's kind of how it works right now. But I digress. Let's get to the show and whatnot. This is from Fightful Select. Fightful Select. I haven't done a lot of Fightful Selects and whatnot with Sean Ross Sapp, included like the very first one. So, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe over there. I do go to their website. Go hang out with their website. Go and hang out with them also on YouTube as well. I love their YouTube channel as well. Fightful Select. Go and hang out with Fightful Select. Once again, this is the reason why NXT Europe has not came to fruition yet. In August 2022, WWE announced that NXT UK would be on hiatus, and NXT Europe would launch in 2023. Very little details and further information has been given on the launch of NXT Europe as the year hit the halfway point. Speaking on the media at the Money in the Bank press conference, Triple H was asked about NXT Europe, and this is from Triple H, Paul Levesque himself. It's just slowed down the process. Triple H said about how the sale of Endeavor infected NXT UK. I'm terrible with time. At some point in of the year of this year, whenever it was, we said in 2023, it would happen. Not having a crystal ball to see where everything was heading in the moment in time. Obviously, this transition with the merger of UFC Endeavor into TKO, it's changed the time frame. The interest is still the same. I mentioned under the premiere of WrestleMania, the premier live event going global. We're global. We are a global community. We are looking to be wherever there is a lot of amazing talent. We here internationally, and we love to explore. Messed up there. We here to explore that and giving them opportunities to shine on the biggest stage possible, and see what we can do with that. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Of course, the sale of Endeavor and merging with UFC to form the new public trade company called TKO is expected to be finalized at the end of said year. So let's talk about it. He did say that we were going to get some type of NXT UK, and apparently that did not happen yet. He said just pump the brakes. Hold on, it should happen. We're hoping to get that pretty much at the end of the year. But the thing is, what killed me about the situation is that we didn't even really get a point where when it was going to happen. So, I mean, I really can't crap on Triple H, not even the management, to figure out when this was going to happen. And on top of that, you get more things where, of course, you have where this huge merger, this multi-billion-dollar, both companies merging into one to form said TKO. So it's a lot of stuff that's going on. So, and once again, I can't fault Triple H for saying, and he said it. We don't have a crystal ball. We can't really tell you what's going on. On top of that, remember, they even had a hiring freeze. So, I mean, if you had a hiring freeze, how can you hire people in the UK when you don't even, when you have a hiring freeze? So, I understand. I completely understand. Once again, there's a lot of things that I don't even know, that I can't even comprehend when it comes to the wrestling industry and things like that. But I have been hearing that, if you have two of the same people that are doing the exact same job, then yeah, it's time to cut one of those people go, to save money. And I think they are trying to save a lot of money. I think it was like $10 to $20 million, I think I read a while back, that they're trying to cut in, just waste. So I understand. I completely understand. I can wait. I think NXT UK was really, really good. And I would love to see more of those gentlemen coming from the indie scene and coming into the WWE. That European strong style is really, really fun. One of my favorite wrestlers is Will Ospreay. So, we'll see. We'll see. We'll truly see. And I will, I'm waiting. I'm humbly waiting, and when it happens, it happens. And, I guarantee it's going to be really fun. Just like with NXT America. the home show, the Battleship show, NXT. I mean, NXT is really fun. Hopefully, we can get something in there. We can. And I hate that it's not live, but I do know the time differential with that. But we'll see. We will most definitely see. Much love to the WWE for doing a great job and actually explaining, hey, we it's still 2023. We're going to get there. We're going to get there eventually, okay? So let's get an update on Jim Ross. Goodness gracious. So this is from Cultaholic. Don't forget about Cultaholic. Go hang out with Cultaholic.com. Also, they do have a Facebook group page. And they also do have a YouTube channel, which I love times 12. Their top 10s are pretty much the best in all of wrestling podcasting. I love their top 10s. So the debut edition of All Elite Wrestling Collision in Chicago on June 17th saw Jim Ross in the commentators team of Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness. But the legendary announcer was the worse for worse. His voice hoarse during the broadcast. An update from Dave Nelson of the Wrestling Observer. It suggests that Jim Ross won't be returning to call the action on AEW TV anytime soon. With the WWE Hall of Famer allegedly unsure when he will return to the announce with the voice yet still not fully recovered. The 71-year-old veteran has been calling professional wrestling action since the late 70s, working with NWA Bill Watts, Mid-South Wrestling, and Jim Cornette Productions, WCW, New Japan, and AEW, amongst others. Ross has been part of AEW since 2019, serving as a part of the original Dynamite broadcasting team alongside Excalibur, the former WCW colleague Tony Schiavone. Ross would later transition to Dynamite. Transition to Rampage, from Dynamite to Rampage, but still call occasional matches for Dynamite, as well as selected pay-per-view bouts at AEW. I will say this, as me taking care of my parents from time to time. My mom is 73 and my dad is 71, so I know that it can be an uphill battle for people that are getting older, and I understand that, and that's why I know that when you are injured, it takes a longer time to heal. And that's what the situation is with Jim Ross. I did talk about that, where he did fall, and he had a picture of him having a black eye, and he was not feeling it. And once again, the main event was a pretty decent main event at the first ever AEW Collision, but you can tell that Jim Ross just was not in it. He was not feeling well. I hate that was not. I just hate that they did not just tell him to go home and rest. Heal up a little bit, but I guarantee Jim Ross is just a perfectionist, and he wants to continue to do what he do. I will say this, much love to Jim Ross. I'm sending, once again, positive and healing energy over there to that young man, and everybody else that's on the WrestleCram, not even WrestleCram, but everybody else. Make sure that we're sending our love and our prayers over to Jim Ross as well. Much love to that guy. One of the hardest working people in wrestling, not even AEW, but one of the hardest working people in wrestling altogether. So much love to that young man over there. On from that to Billy Corgan, trying to, mince and words or whatnot. It was just really weird. But we're going to talk about it. This is from WrestleZone. Your boy WrestleZone. I love WrestleZone. I get a lot of my stuff from WrestleZone. Don't forget they do have a Facebook group page, website, and they also do have a YouTube channel. So don't forget to go check out WrestleZone.com. I love y'all so much. Billy Corgan is attempting to clarify his comments when it comes to wrestling fans feeling on Titus. The NWA Alliance, the National Wrestling Alliance, owner by Billy Corgan, was a recent guest on the 10 Count with Steve Fall to discuss a wide variety of subjects. When asked about his recent comments on Tyrus, where he said, if you're not watching him, you're not a wrestling fan. Corgan said he wanted to provide some clarification on that. And this is Billy Corgan talking about his clarification. If I did say it, let me put it this way. It was a long quote, and of course, as happened with interviews, some of the excerpts was what we're saying out of the larger thing. So I'll give a clarification to what I said. I'm not going to say I didn't say what I said, but the quote I said being buried about was something along the side of if you don't like Tyrus, you don't like wrestling. I believe that was bastardized, or that actually came out of my mouth, but it was in relation to something. So I'll clarify what I was saying. And he continues, what I was saying was, if you don't like Tyrus in wrestling because of his political views, and because he brings heat into wrestling, then I don't understand what wrestling that you're after. I wanted to say, and I didn't think that was quoted, or we only booking friends in the wrestling ring. Is this just a patty cake and then everyone participates? There's guys hate each other, hate each other, and then they hug at the after party, and everything's cool. I believe, like all good promoters, that the heat of the outside world coming to the wrestling ring isn't necessarily a bad thing. I remember that was all a crazy heat with Edge, Matt Hardy, and Lita. That was a real thing that was ultimately taken advantage of in the wrestling ring. Obviously, all of the parties agreed whether that was comfortable to get them. I can't really say, even though I know Matt pretty well and I know Edge pretty well, but I don't think I've ever sat down and really asked them how they really feel personally about it. But obviously, that was a moment of real heat, and people had opinions about how the whole situation played out on a personal level. So if your argument would be that should have been a wrestling angle, when that's a verbal argument to make, if things would have been, I would uncomfortable with them being a part of the spot. That's a verbal argument to make, but it did happen, and it has happened in wrestling, where real heat in real life comes into the ring. Now, if you want to read the entire conversation with that, because it goes on and on and on. If you want to keep going about that, you can. It is very, very lengthy, and I've read everything, but I didn't want to get into that because it would be just that. I wouldn't even get into Collision. So this is, and I don't even think here's my thing. I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say this. I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I am not either. I am very, I'm either one of those or whatnot. And, but here's the thing or whatnot. I don't think Billy Corgan should have had to double down on what he had to say, because the first time what he said, I was okay with. I truly was okay with it. I had no issues with what Billy Corgan had to say. Not the first time, not the second time. Okay? Tyrus, I don't know his political affiliation, but he does have a lot of friends in Fox News. Okay? We know that. Do I care? No. I don't care or whatnot. If you are a conservative, be a great conservative. If you're liberal, be a liberal. I'm okay with either one. As long as you're putting butts in the seats and you're putting money into my pocket, I should be fine. Now, once again, if there's not any type of negative violence stuff or what's going on, I'm okay with it. It's fine. Once again, Billy Corgan has to double down on something that I knew what he was talking about. Like, I understand that you have people that are trying to put snippets out or whatnot, and oh, he's this Nazi or whatnot. But I'm like, no, he's not. No, he's not. He's defending his company. He's defending his world champion. I mean, what more can you say or whatnot? I think Tyrus is a really great character. I think he is really fun in the ring. Even though I don't really watch a lot of NWA, I wish I could, but he's a great champion. He's doing a great job. He's bringing NWA back into some type of limelight, which is a good thing. I mean, with the departure of goodness gracious, the other champion. So I mean, it's a lot of stuff that was going on in there, and to bring some type of positivity back into, even if it's heat, even if it's legitimate heat, he's still putting eyeballs into the TV. Remember, I will say this, and everybody says this: all press is good press. Remember that. Even if it's bad press, it's still good press, because once again, it's being displayed. So, I mean, what more can you say? What more can you say? Billy Corgan, once again, I don't even know why you even said this. I agree with you again. There is actual real heat that is going on as of right now with the AEW locker room having the split between one person. Once again, and I will say this as well, and I've been hearing this a lot, Tyrus may be a conservative. And if you're listening to me and you are not a conservative, and you are an AEW fan, and you are a fan of the Young Bucks, they are conservative people. They're registered Republicans, for crying out loud. So, I mean, what more can you say? I mean, he's on Fox News getting more money. What more can I say about that? All right? Much love to Billy Corgan. Much love to Tyrus. Much love to the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance, not the rap group. But anyway, let's get into AEW Collision. I thought it was a pretty fun show, very innovative show. I really enjoy AEW Collision. I love the stage there. They do a great job when it comes to the stage for the AEW Collision show. They do a great job. So let's get into it. Of course, we got Powerhouse Hobbs versus Dustin Rhodes. This is they started off with this entire segment of that with Dustin Rhodes, Roderick Strong, and Samoa Joe. They are the participants that will be facing one another in the Owen Hart tournament. After that, we get, of course, the champion himself, MJF, and he does face a enhancement talent, Kip Morris. Really quick match. We get of course, that beautiful goodness gracious, what is it called? The Heat Seeker or whatnot. I wonder if he can bring that to the WWE if he does. But anyway, he does the Heat Seeker. He goes for a 1, 2, 3. He stops at 2, and he puts the crippler crossface on the young man, having him tap out, throwing him out of the ring. He gets on the mic. He says that he does not want to be in Hamilton. He should be off today. He calls them hillbillies or whatnot. He says, but you know what? If anybody that is in the ring, the locker room, having a senior moment there, in the locker room or whatnot. If anybody's in the locker room that is from Hamilton, Canada, Ontario, you can actually come here. I will put my title on the line for you. Out comes the heavyset gentleman. He says, come on, Tubby, come on, fat guy, come get this ass whooping. But behind him is Ethan Page. He comes out, and then before MJF could say anything, he slaps the mic out of MJF's hand. Ethan Page says, before you even say anything, I knew you were going to say that I am not on your level. He talks about his father and how hard he had to work in one of the local areas or the steel mills, and he became the president of multiple companies. Congratulations to that as well. But he does say he calls MJF a bare minimum bitch. I thought that was pretty funny. He says that he works for the company. He's a hard worker. AEW did tell him or ask him to come, and without hesitation, he did come. He said his wife asked Ethan Page, she's like, when are they going to pay me back? Then he said eventually it's going to happen. And it was going to be today where he did challenge MJF to a match, and it was a very good match because MJF did accept. Really fun match. I will say that MJF worked the leg consistently on Ethan Page, working that leg, trying to eliminate a lot of the arsenal from Ethan Page. Is Ethan Page now turning to face? It's looking really creepy. So he does a lot of the or attempts to do a lot of the spots of the Hardy Boys. He does do a nice twist of fate. Well, he attempts to do a swanton, but his leg gave out because once again MJF was working that leg. We get a beautiful Boston Crab by MJF. Beautiful Boston Crab. But that leg did pretty much destroy Ethan at the beginning of the match because we do get a beautiful heat seeker, another heat seeker by MJF for him to win the match. Great opener for MJF and Ethan Page, you guys. I mean, I would tell anybody, if you want to watch anything, watch that. I would watch that. Watch that. That was a really fun match. Now, we go from that to Dustin Rhodes and Powerhouse Hobbs in the quarterfinals for the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Of course, QT is there, and the other beautiful young lady that's with the group as well. Lots of shenanigans by your boy QT, actually busting him open when he ran out to the outside. QT throwing Dustin Rhodes into the ring itself, busting him open. But I mean, the blood actually enhanced the powers of Dustin Rhodes, getting a lot of offense back on to Powerhouse Hobbs. But Powerhouse Hobbs did, of course, win with that beautiful spine buster to win and advance. He will be facing the next person who will be with a match tonight with Ricky Starks versus Rock Hard Juice Robinson. After that, we get a video package from Roderick Strong and Samoan Joe, just giving the history, 17-year history with the two. He was just saying that it's an honor to Roderick Strong saying it's an honor to face Samoan Joe again, and this will be a great match. I'm guessing they faced one another on the indie circuit because they actually had video of them facing one another. So we'll see what happens with that. After that, we get a very quick squash match by Miro facing Anthony Henry. Very, very quick match again. Not really a lot to go home to by this match. We get a game over camel clutch, and that was the end of that. That was the end. It's good to see Miro back as a monster, just destroying everything that sees in sight. After that, we get a Bullet Club Gold promo with Jay White telling Tony Schiavone he doesn't like the energy in the room. He doesn't like the energy of Tony Schiavone. He does say, my apology, he does say he gives Tony, he gets the mic from Tony or whatnot, and he says new additions, of course, to the Bullet Club, which is the Gun Club. And he says they joined the club because the Guns joined the club because of Juice Robinson and Jay White being all around the world, and also Juice Robinson being one of the greatest henchmen over there at the Bullet Club regular, and Jay White being a Grand Slam champion over there in the New Japan or whatnot. They asked why did the Gun Club want the Guns or whatnot. They were saying that, of course, the Guns, I think, only wrestled for 15 months. And when that 15 months, they have destroyed not only FTR, but everybody else they named off, like the Acclaimed, CM Punk. That gave some CM Punk chance. But after that, Jay White got back on to the mic. He said he talks to CM Punk directly. He wanted to know, he's like, dude, in that bag, he said, if you're not going to show it, don't, it's okay. But he's like, okay, it's good. Don't worry about it. I thought that was pretty funny. He said, keep that red, he said, you can go ahead and keep that red bag or whatnot. But he did challenge a legitimate champion, the legitimate champions, which is FTR. He does challenge him and Rock Hard Juice Robinson challenged for those tag titles. Out comes the Titantron, where FTR, CM Punk, and Ricky Starks is in the back. He says, CM Punk says, dude, you say that you want to know what's in the bag. You can go to AEWshop.com, purchase a replica belt, and be like MJF and be a paper champion. FTR, of course, accept the title challenge. They said, do you want to wrestle today? You want to wrestle tomorrow? You want to wrestle next week? We are up for the challenge. Ricky Stark says that I'm going to, pretty much in layman's terms, I'm going to beat Juice Robinson like I've always beaten Juice Robinson. Spoiler, he beats Juice Robinson. But they do say that, of course, Bullet Club Gold are banned from ringside, and that pretty much sealed Juice Robinson's fate, because we did get a win from Ricky Starks with another roll-up. After the match, Bullet Club Gold comes out, circles the ring, and are about to pounce on Ricky Starks, but out comes FTR and CM Punk to even the numbers, and of course they leave in the audience. After that, we get a let's stop right there. So now on the Owen Hart tournament, on that side, we do see now that it will be Powerhouse Hobbs versus Ricky Starks. I can't wait to see that match. That match is going to be very interesting. Now we will see at the main event between Roderick Strong and Samoa Joe. Whoever wins that match will face CM Punk in the semi-finals on the men's bracket side. After that, now we do see we have a promo from Christian Cage and Luchasaurus. The young lady says that we do know that Luchasaurus is the champion, but we do see that Christian Cage is always holding that title. Out comes Shawn Spears, and he says that he wants to talk to the champ. Christian says, you're talking to him. Christian tells him that, dude, you're not dangerous. He said, you need to walk away. He said, you honestly need to walk away. Shawn Spears says that, yeah, you may be right, but if you meet the certain person, they can make you dangerous. He says, see you later, and he looks to the other side at Luchasaurus and says, champ, and then walks away. After that, we get a Lady Frost versus Chris Statlander match for the TBS Women's title. This is when you really can see that you really are missing a lot of Jade Cargill. They are consistently just bringing her up, saying that she's the very first champion and the longest reigning champion. Actually, in AEW history, I think she is. But this match was okay. But I will say this: Chris actually wrestles like a heel. She does her moves and then she taunts. She does a lot of taunts. I don't see her as a face. I don't know if they're trying to turn her into a heel, but it just seems like she's into that notion where she wrestles as a very talented, very strong person. She kind of wrestles like Jade Cargill. And I do like Lady Frost. I want to see more of her. I really do. I think she's really fun. But I will say this. I truly think since, she has lost both of her ACLs, that she should probably change her finisher. I mean, that tombstone is a beautiful tombstone, but don't you think that you should probably change your moveset just a little bit? I mean, you have both Stone Cold braces on both legs. So, I mean, and I know you're still healing at the very moment, but goodness gracious, I would probably change that finisher. But she does win with the tombstone, and she does retain the title. Great. It was a pretty decent match. And it was a women's match. I mean, how about that? We got a women's match. So, okay, I'm cool with that. After that, we get a Andrade El Idolo backstage promo. He is truly pissed because the Blackpool House of Black has taken or stolen that very beautiful mask, and he is truly upset. He wants his mask back, and he is truly upset. I mean, he just grabs the mic from the young lady and just saying he talking directly into the camera until we get on the back where there is a TV where, of course, it shows where the House of Black saying that in due time we'll give you back your mask. Well, like they're trying to recruit the young man, but Andrade is truly upset. He knocks the camera, and can I say that cane that he has is so cool. It makes no sense. I love Andrade. I love everything about Andrade. Oh, like, goodness gracious. What is it about me that loves Andrade? Probably that we have the old Andrade from NXT when he was the champion. Get Selena Vega over there. Done. But after that, we get the main event, Roderick Strong versus Samoa Joe in the quarterfinals Owen Hart tournament. Samoa Joe, I mean, pretty decent match, don't get me wrong, but Samoa Joe, we knew Samoa Joe was going to win, destroying Roderick Strong, putting him, no muscle buster this go around, but we do get a beautiful Coquina clutch, which we haven't seen in a very long time, passing, Roderick Strong completely passing out from the Coquina clutch, and did not want to let go, but he finally does let go. Samoa Joe goes to the outside, grabbing a chair and attempting to attack CM Punk, who is in the commentator's desk, talking to Nigel McGuinness and Kevin Kelly. But he does not. We get a lot of officials. We get a lot of security. They break it apart. He's like, okay, I'm good. So he throws the chair into the ring and does a beautiful kind of muscle buster, neck landing on the chair by Samoa Joe on Roderick Strong, knocking him completely out, KOing him completely, and he does leave. We get Adam Cole running into the ring to check on his friend. Also, we get CM Punk to check on him as well. They get the stretcher out there. Beautiful stretcher angle, and that was the end of that. So on the other side of the bracket, which is the right-hand side of the bracket, we will see Samoa Joe versus CM Punk for the semifinals. Once again, I would love to see Samoa Joe versus probably Powerhouse Hobbs, or CM Punk versus Powerhouse Hobbs. The way I think this is how it's going to happen or whatnot, and let's get into now my well, we'll get into that later. But let's break it down. I thought that the show was really fun. I really like the ambiance of Collision. The only thing that I did not like about Collision this go around is that I'm guessing that it was pre-taped, number one, and I don't think the crowd was truly in it. I mean, it really wasn't a hot crowd in Hamilton, Ontario this go around. Even though you had a homegrown talent like your boy Ethan Page, I truly think that they knew that he wasn't gonna beat MJF, especially him being the very first match of the night. But I thought it was really fun. We still didn't get Scorpio Sky. I would love to see Scorpio Sky on the roster eventually. Still no Thunder Rosa as well. Not even a video package with Thunder Rosa, but just one women's match. Not even a women's segment after that. Kind of still gets to the point of Tony Khan still doesn't have faith in his women's division. That's okay. Hopefully we do get a better feel out of everything. But let's get from that to, of course, my 2 cents and the random thoughts, where I am going to talk about, of course, me fantasy booking the ending of the Owen Hart men's tournament. So right now we do have the on the left hand side, which is Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs, and on the right side we have Samoa Joe versus CM Punk. So my brain is coming into it. Let's get into the left hand side first, where we will have Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs. Now, I think this should be a pretty decent match, but I truly think that Powerhouse Hobbs has a little bit more sensation on him, some more stank on him than Ricky Starks. And I truly think that Powerhouse Hobbs should get his win back anyway, regardless of the situation. So I do think that Powerhouse Hobbs is going to advance to the finals of the Owen Hart tournament, and I truly think that CM Punk is going to advance, beating Samoa Joe for his spot. I think it's going to be a very great match between the two, but I do think that CM Punk is going to win. Now, this is going to set it up for a long storyline when it comes to CM Punk and, of course, Samoa Joe. This is what I think is going to happen. I think that Powerhouse Hobbs is going to beat CM Punk, and it's going to be where Samoa Joe is truly still upset because he didn't get to the finals. Now, of course, you don't want Ricky Starks there because he'll be facing CM Punk. 2 baby faces. No, don't need that. You're the face and a heel. So I think that CM Punk is going to lose because of how Samoa Joe is going to come in and attack CM Punk, giving the opportunity for Powerhouse Hobbs to win and be the second Owen Hart tournament champion. Leaning toward now for the fact of the matter that we will have now a feud between now CM Punk and Samoa Joe, and CM Punk beefing with now Jay White, because Jay White is consistently talking about that red bag and what's in the red bag. He even showed Ricky Starks was in the red bag. So my question: what's in the fucking red bag? I mean, is it a body? Is it a head? Is it a severed head? I mean, come on. I mean, I'm just saying. It just seems like it's funny or whatnot. It's like that bag that, was it Snitsky who had a bag in WWE? It was somebody who, no. It was Redmond. It was Redmond who had the bag, and we didn't know who was in the bag. So, I mean, we'll see eventually, where CM Punk will eventually have to take that out the bag and talk to MJF. I don't know why we didn't get something started today, being that MJF was at the actual, Collision show. I would have loved to see something like that. But that's in the future. Let's focus on CM Punk and Samoa Joe, where I think Samoa Joe should go over. I think that after this Owen Hart Foundation tournament, I think that CM Punk should challenge for that Ring of Honor television title. They should go at it on a Ring of Honor pay-per-view. I guarantee we have one coming up pretty soon. So we would have that. Eventually, him going for the Ring of Honor world title, where he will face Claudio Castagnoli. I would love that, but let's focus on just the CM Punk and Samoa Joe situation, where I think Samoa Joe should still win. He should not lose his title to CM Punk or whatnot, giving him an opportunity to go for the Ring of Honor world title. That will be a great thing to do with that. Probably, CM Punk winning the Ring of Honor title and dropping that title to Samoa Joe as well, because Samoa Joe is going to continuously defeat CM Punk. That's just my opinion. What about you guys? What do you think? What do you think about the feud between Samoa Joe and CM Punk? I'm really starting to love how it gradually is starting to pick up steam. Also, what do you think about the Owen Hart tournament? Do you think it's a good tournament? Collision, what do you think? Do you think it's a great show? Do you think it's a mid show? Do you think it's okay? Do you think it's somewhere in the middle or whatnot? Also, Corgan, what do you think about him? What do you think about Billy Corgan? Do you think that he's right about what he's talking about, that if you don't like somebody's political views, then shame on you? Also, make sure we're giving love and positive energy over there at Jim Ross, and healing energy over there at Jim Ross. And also, what do you think about Triple H talking about NXT Europe now? Hopefully, we get some type of show coming in the later end of 2023. Don't forget, you guys, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Your boy is on the TikToks at DNostranovice. Also, I'm on Twitter at The Real Derrick, DERRICKG86. Don't forget to go hang out over there. And I also do have a Facebook group page. Don't forget about that. It is WrestleCram Super Club. WrestleCram Super Club. Go over there and hang out with your boy. I am posting on there every single day. Every single day, you guys. I'm over there posting. Also, don't forget, get your questions in. Have a great time over there at Ask WrestleCram. I do have that show coming on Friday. You have until Thursday to get your questions in on the feed, on the YouTubes, on the community tab. It is the very newest thing over there that you can get your questions in. Once again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You guys, like, share, and subscribe. I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. Until next time, the best is truly yet to come. The best is truly yet to come. Love, peace, and of course, and I do apologize for all the coughing. Of course, wrestling.